Hey y'all, welcome back to another Mommy and Me episode. If it's Monday you're watching us, shout out to you for spending your Mondays with us. I'm Brii Renee, straight from the A.
And I am the original Miss Renee from the A.
And welcome back to another episode. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you for getting hooked on your new favorite podcast. And shout out to everybody that's been watching us so far. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing this content, because nothing, we can't grow without you sharing the content, and nothing spreads or faster or works better than word of mouth. So if you are watching this and you like, oh, this moved me, let me send it to somebody. Or if you thought about anybody throughout this podcast, send it to them, share it with them, so they can be hooked on Mommy and Me as well. Also, please go listen to us on the audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go listen over there. Even if you prefer to watch on YouTube, just go listen to it while you're in the car. Share it, like it over there. Go comment how you love Mommy and Me on the audio platform, because that is how we're going to continue to grow and be able to continue to provide you guys with great content. If we're growing in the audio, we're trying to get them ads. So, you know what I'm saying? Show a little love on the audio platform. But yeah, that's it for my church announcements.
I don't have any church announcements.
You don't got none?
We can move right into the sermon.
Okay. Right into the sermon. Well, today, I had posted a box on Instagram asking everybody to let us know topics that they wanted us to talk about. So I want to shout out to the lady who gave us the topic for today. And I think she had it wasn't really a question. She just put in, she wanted to hear us discuss, let me find this. It was a lot of you guys really wrote in. So shout out to everybody that's on Instagram that's engaging, that's letting us know. And you can always let us know in the comments too if it's something you want us to talk about, or if it's a topic, or if you got a question, or if you got something you want to know. Just drop it below and we can always answer those. But this one came from Instagram _naturally_rooted. So @_naturally_rooted. Wanted to, and I don't know if y'all wanted to be left anonymous. So if you didn't want everybody know you, my bad. But she wanted to know how to co-parent with complicated baby mamas or baby daddies. So I feel like it's bigger than a co-parenting conversation. I feel like we definitely need to talk about absent fathers, absent mothers, co-parenting, and obviously divorce or breakups and what they do to the children, because you can't co-parent if you're not together. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You have to not be together.
Well, first of all, I strongly have the opinion, and in order to do it successfully, people, we got to grow up. We got to get the hell out of our feelings, because oftentimes when there's a breakup, whether it's a divorce or the relationship just doesn't work, and you find yourself having to raise a child together, we need to understand that the priorities of the child comes first.
Absolutely.
Get out of your feelings, grow up.
Yeah.
Quit bickering about, you didn't pick him up at 5. Quit bickering about the small things. Mm-hmm. Because what you got to do is realize that you got to put the child first, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You got to compromise. You got to understand that it's not going to be your way all the time. Mm-hmm. And we've got to let go.
And I think it should be whatever is best for the child.
Absolutely.
Takes precedent over everything else.
Absolutely.
I don't have children, so hopefully I will be with my child's father and we will be married and under the same roof. That is the goal, hopefully. But I have been a child of co-parenting.
Absolutely.
So I can say what worked and how it affected me and what I appreciated. And I appreciated that my well-being was always priority.
Absolutely.
With everything, no matter how you guys felt about each other.
Absolutely.
What was most important was what was best for me.
Right.
And if you keep that in mind, that's what helps keep the peace.
We were women of our word. Mm-hmm. In other words, we agreed that your well-being, that was all that mattered.
Did y'all make that agreement before
we made
Did y'all discuss, like, if anything ever happened to one of us or if we break up, did y'all have that conversation before y'all decided to have children? Like, before y'all decided to go through the process
we
of
did.
having me?
We did. And we understood that there are going to have to be sacrifices made. And that whatever that looked like for us, we were going to have to do it because you were the priority. If we didn't make it, then we didn't make it. But we couldn't check out. We could check out on each other, but we couldn't check out on you.
And that's big because this conversation happened between two women. So technically my Nana, you conceived me, you carried me, right? But my Nana was your partner. At that time, like, I commend her because that's big, because as a woman and this not your child, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? That's different from a dad. You get what I'm saying? Like, a dad, that's his DNA. That's his child no matter what. So for her to stick out her commitment, even though I'm biologically not her child and she has no legal or biological obligation,
Correct.
is huge. And
Absolutely.
I commend anybody that is doing that or taking care of any child that's not legally or biologically yours.
Yeah. And that was a commitment we made. Otherwise, she wasn't going to be a part of the journey. But because we made that commitment to one another and she stuck, and she has to be committed because when
and I mean, to this day,
yes,
still holds that. Like, literally, I sent her a picture of, like, I'm having these hives or whatever. So I sent her a picture yesterday and she was like, do you need me to come take you to the hospital? Or do you need me to come take you to the doctor? And I'm like, well, I already been to the doctor, so that's not. But it was just, I'm 30-some years old. And
right.
She still is like,
she's your parent.
Yeah. Like,
that's the commitment. She didn't check out on that commitment.
No, she never.
And that's important because even the biological parents need to understand you cannot check out. Your children need you. They need your guidance. They need your love. They need your support. Just because you're angry. And there were times that I'm not sitting here like a saint, because there were times when I was mad as hell at her. There are times that she and I exchanged some very harsh words to one another.
Damn.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm acknowledging that.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the midst of that, she didn't check out on you. She was there at all the important things in your life. She was there. She was a part of your life and always has been. And so parents,
and still to this day, like I said,
and still to this day.
Like,
and
if
so
I go 2 weeks, I can't go more than a week or two without talking. She's gonna be like, "Hey, checking in." Like, as a parent, like, she checks in. Like, you don't let a day go by, but she gives me room and space. She be like, I know you're busy, but it's been a week and a half. I ain't heard from you. Like,
right. And so, as a biological parent, you got to understand that the child, first of all, didn't ask to come here. Okay? They came either by a planned situation or by a moment of pleasure. Mm-hmm. Okay? So once you're faced with that, it's a lifelong commitment. We got to understand that when you check out on your children, the damage that you do to them. I mean, they're longing to talk with you, just to have a conversation, just to share with you the little things that are going on in their world, whether they're monumental or whether just, hey, I broke my toenail, or I broke a nail, or I didn't eat lunch today, or I was hungry today, or, the kids want that. The kids always want that relationship in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, they want that love or that.
They want that. They want that love. They want that, like you said, that communication, that relationship. And it's first of all, when you check out on your parenting responsibilities with your children, it's a telltale sign as to who you really are. Mm-hmm. And so what I recommend, whether it's a mother or father, look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you like the person you are? I mean, you can give 1,000,001 excuses. Well, the mama this, the mama that, the mama, I don't like your mama doing this. And a lot of times, if you look in the mirror and just stop for a minute, you can take some ownership in whatever the hell is going on. You see, we don't want to take ownership into why the relationship didn't work out. See, like my mom used to always say, it takes two to tango.
But regardless of why the relationship didn't work out,
And
that
I
has
get that.
nothing to do with you being a
and,
parent.
and that's what I'm saying. Because see, the reason I say that is because it is so easy to pass on the buck. It is so easy to blame the other person. Well, I can't be a good daddy because she won't let me see the child. Or I can't be a good mother because, me and the daddy don't get along. Stop. Think about what damage you're doing to the child, because that child is going to grow up and that child is going to form their own opinion of who. And let me tell you something else I would encourage the parents, regardless of whether you are biological or non-biological, but parents, you ain't got to bash the other one. Stop doing that. Yeah. You don't have to grow. And you can witness that no matter what you and your other parent with your other
had some truth to you, but you never really bashed her to the point that it was like, that's why, like I didn't know y'all business for real until I was grown.
Right.
And at that point, it was like I was starting to already put two and two together. So I do agree. Don't bash the other parent. Don't hinder or be a blockage to that parent. I know a lot of women, it can be hard. Now, I don't have children, so I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm sure that what I know is that you shouldn't purposely block your children from having that relationship with their father. Now, even though I have heard some moms be like, well, I had to block the dad because he'll make promises to them and then don't keep them. Right. And I get that. I get that you want to protect your children from that pain and that heartache. But I would say always speak positive, always encourage them to have that relationship. And they'll see on their own that, hey, he's unreliable, or hey, he's not doing what he said he's going to do.
Absolutely.
Or I can't depend on him to be there for me when I need him. So don't do it.
Right. You don't have to fuel that fire.
Keep your karma clean. But I want to go back to something you were saying about the conversation that y'all had as partners. Obviously you guys had that conversation probably while y'all were planning to conceive.
Yeah.
So some people don't have the luxury of planning pregnant.
And even
let me finish. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say some people do not have the luxury of planning pregnancy, but say you find yourself in a position, because ideally that would be the perfect time. It's like when you're planning is to have this conversation. But say you don't plan, just happen. You're pregnant with your partner. What does that conversation look like?
That conversation looks like, hey, we're expecting this child, and, it is our goal to spend the rest of our lives together and raise this child as a unit. But if you and I, for God forbid, don't work out, we need to be adults and make this commitment. And I need to know that you are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that this child is always a priority in your life. You make this child a priority, no matter who you're with, no matter who you spend the rest of your life with. We've got to ensure that we give this child the very best of us that we possibly can. Mm-hmm. And that's a fair. You're not asking for anybody to do no more than you're willing to do.
Do you think that while things are good in the relationship, you should set up things like, hey, if we break up and, we go our separate ways, how much do you think you should give to me for help? Do you discuss, I guess, child support without the legal system being involved? Do you have that conversation while you're in a healthy, happy space in the relationship?
I don't think you put so much on child support, the dollar, because I never received $1 of child support for you. But what I did receive was I knew that she was going to meet your needs, whatever they were, and I was fine with it. You see, I didn't go into that with any expectation of, hey, and we never had that conversation. Hey, in the event we break up, I think that you should give me X amount of dollars, because that, to me, that changes the narrative. That changes the focus.
I wish a woman would tell another woman to pay some child support on a kid that they didn't. Like, that sounds crazy as hell when you say it. But I mean,
but more and more women are doing that. I mean, more and more couples are having children like you were conceived. I mean, so that may be a conversation that they have.
That sounds crazy.
But I think that women need to understand, number one, and first and foremost, that might be, the old folks used to say daddy's maybe, but mama's baby. So before you have this child, you need to understand that in the event this person does not be the person of their word, that you are going to take on that responsibility all alone.
Completely.
All alone. And that needs to be okay with you. But hopefully you make that decision with somebody who's going to be man or woman enough to stand up and be the person of their word. So don't go into looking for any type of financial come up. It's look, whatever this child needs, I need you to be there.
It ain't even about a come up though, because I just feel like me, for instance, right now, being a creative, being an entrepreneur, some months are great, some months are not. So it's like I feel like I can't afford to take care of a child by myself right now.
Correct.
So I need to know whoever I have a child with,
you're going to be committed to that child and that child well-being. So if that looks like
I need to know
you're going to, the child
consistently provide a roof over our head.
Right.
If I'm not working this month.
Right.
Because, and I hate that men look at it like, well, if I'm not with my baby mama, her house ain't got nothing to do with me, or her well-being, or her car. It's like, that's the house that your child living in.
Right.
That's the car that your child going to school.
Absolutely.
So why would that not matter to you? But men really look at it as like they taking care of you.
No, but that's the level of maturity. See, they haven't gotten there yet. They don't. A lot of them. I know a friend of mine, husband. His son is now in his mid-30s, and I was so impressed by knowing that he was that type of man. He took on that responsibility. That, look, I've got another wife. I've moved on. I've got a whole nother family. But that is my child. And her car broke down. I'm going to help her get her car fixed. Yeah. She needs help doing whatever because my child lives there. You see, so if I got to help her buy groceries to make sure my child eats, then that's what I'm going to do as a man. And I think men who think like that, who understand that, should be commended. Men or women who think like that should be commended. We don't see enough of those.
At the end of the day, it's for the well-being of your offspring,
your child. Your child, absolutely.
Why would you want them not in healthy living conditions, or like you said, going hungry, or not being able to go to school because their mama car broke down, all because you feel like, oh, that's not my woman, whoever she dealing with. Yes, whoever she dealing with should step up and help. But at the end of the day, that child is your responsibility, not the new dude in her life.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. So, only thing I'm saying, and I guess it comes back down to, we've got to grow up, people. We've got to grow up and understand that when you put away the childish things, put away the childish thoughts, put away the childish attitudes, put away the bickering, put away, all the selfishness, the anger. Because, and when relationships, they can be tumultuous. They can be...
Oh, we be angry.
Yeah, we be angry, you be upset. And it's like you want to hurt them. Why do you want to hurt that person that you once loved? I mean, I understand things happen. I understand that we go through things. And I think that the emotions get involved. But at the end of the day, y'all got to raise these children together.
I hate that. I hate to see parents fighting in it, because it will affect the children.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They feel it.
And we know of a situation in our own family where, daddy's a ghost.
Yeah.
And he's angry. I mean, you've got an opportunity to make an impression on your son, on your daughter, and you choose not to. You rather allow somebody else. You rather allow those children to look up to someone else rather than you.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, how stupid is that?
But that's
and then we've got another situation in our own personal family. What I understand recently, that one of my nieces have taken, has a medical condition, and she reached out to share with her father, and he makes a comment, "My kids don't love me." I mean, come on, dude. Your kids are grown. It's all get out. But ask yourself, were you the father that you needed to be to your children so that now you can feel the love from your that you're longing for?
Just saying, as a father, like as a man, you should definitely want to take care of your children, especially your daughters, because when you get old, who you think gonna be taking care of you?
And it's not so much of who's going to be taking care of you, but I don't want to live life knowing, me personally,
you did the people that literally came from you.
Some kind of way. I mean, I don't want to live life that way. I want to grow old the way we are growing old. My mama and we all have a wonderful relationship with her. I have a wonderful relationship with my children. I have a wonderful relationship with my grandchildren. So I don't want to grow old and not have those type of relationships with my children, or spend 10, 20 years in a bad place, and now you're trying to get it right, in my later years. Look at all the time you're missing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an opportunity for your children to look up to you, to respect you. A friend of mine that I was talking about, the husband who had moved on, it didn't work out between him and his wife. He told me a story. He said, he was talking about how much he loved his children and his son. And he said, his oldest son got a insurance policy, and he made his dad the beneficiary, and the mom was still living. So he said, my friend, he said, he asked his son, say, well, why me and why not your mom? He said, Dad, he said, because I know that you're going to do the right thing if anything forbid should happen to me. And he said, that made me feel so good. He said, but I told my son, he said, I told him, now, one thing, now I know you might not have wanted to leave it to know, but if God forbid something happens to you, I'm going to share with your mama. And the son was like, I know, Dad, I know. And so when you think about, and that little scenario is so powerful. You know why? It's because here you have a son, number one, that loves his father. Now, his mom is raising him. Not to say that he doesn't love his mother, but he knows and respects his father as a man so much to where he's comfortable in knowing, even though his dad has another whole wife, another whole set of children, but his dad has been so constant in his life to the point where he says to his dad, look, I respect you as a man, and I know that you are going to do what's right by me, and you're going to do what's right by my mother, who you no longer have a relationship with, because I trust you.
And I trust your character.
And I trust your character.
So my question is, do you feel like there's always red flags about choosing your parenting partner? Are there always red flags to show you that you can't trust this person's character when it comes to them being a parent? Or what are some of the red flags?
I think there are character. I think there are always red flags. People say, well, people change. Yes, they do. And sometimes they change for the better, and sometimes they change for the worse. So yeah, I think that there are, I think.
And we could be ignoring them flags.
We be ignoring. You know what? Let me take that a bit further. I think there are always flags when you engage with people, period. And I know that's a mouthful, but I think that there are flags, whether they're good flags or bad flags, to tell you that speaks volumes to you about that person, that whether it be a mate, man, woman, or whether it be a friend or a business associate, I think that there are always flags about their character.
You're right.
And we've got to start tuning into those flags.
And I think that, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I'm the type of person where I will see the flag. And my gut will be like, is that
and then you be like, oh,
it's
oh,
okay.
yeah, although they won't,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Or
they're a
it's
snake, but they won't
They
bite
won't
me.
Yeah, it's different with me.
Yeah, because they trust me, I trust
love
them.
so much. They would never do that to me.
Right.
No, babe, you saw that flag, and then it's not until after
you get bit.
Yeah, that I'm like,
God damn it, I knew it. I
Like,
should have. I know. And it's like
this flag and this flag and this flag and this flag, and I still thought it was 6 flags.
Yeah. So yeah, there are flags. I mean, we tell anybody, anytime you engage in a relationship with a man and he got a problem with his mama, back up.
Yeah, that's my number one red flag.
Back up.
If you hate your mama, if your mama was on drugs, and you're not doing the work. That's what I was saying.
Right. Because see, you can overcome and you can forgive and you can rebuild.
Anything.
You can forgive, you can overcome, and you can rebuild. But if you run into a person, like you said, who's not putting in the work, and they've got issues with them, and the way they talk about that old bitch, this, that, and the other, back up. That's not what you want to get involved in. Or you run into a man who willing to love and take care of your children, but ain't willing to provide for his own, back up.
Or if you also talking bad about your baby mama, regardless of
what's going on,
that's a red flag, because you love me now. Yes, and like you said, in the heat of the moment, you might want to have a child with me, and you might think I shit nothing but Lucky Charms and gold. You know what I mean? But when I piss you off, are you going to you could and will treat me just how you treating that baby mama?
Absolutely.
She pissed you off.
Absolutely. So try to choose wisely in terms of who you're going, because let me tell you something. Regardless of whether you want it or not, once you become a parent, you are glued to the hip. You are stuck with that other parent for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because for all actuality, it is for the child's life.
It is.
So you don't have to.
Until I say it's a gang until somebody die out.
Right, and so you don't have to your other. We don't have to.
Y'all don't communicate.
Right,
with each
we
other.
don't have to communicate with each other. Kiki and Kaka.
I'm in my 30s, early 30s, and if anything happens, I want both of my parents there. So whether that's a baby shower, a graduation,
so we have to get along.
A wedding, like you have to at least be in the same room together
at
some point.
We don't have to. We don't have to. We don't have to eat Sunday dinners together.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be respectful of who they're with, and they're going to be respectful.
It has to be that way until one of us 3 dies.
Right.
Like, unless one of my parents pass or unless I pass, then y'all gonna always have to
be with each other.
I be trying to tell people it's past 18 years. And I honestly think having a child with somebody is a bigger commitment than marriage.
Yeah.
I've always felt like that.
Yeah.
Because marriage is a divorce. We could end a divorce. We could separate this shit down 50-50 equally and never speak again. Once you got your 50%, I got my 50% and we're out. But like you said, with the children, it's a game. You gotta die out.
Yeah.
Be careful who you picking them at. And another red flag for me is, thankfully this has never happened, but because I hear this story a lot. If you get pregnant by a man and you tell that man you pregnant
and he says,
what you gonna do?
Yep. Or or he tells you
saying what you gonna do. That's a red flag to me, because one, why is not what we gonna do? And secondly, what you gonna do kind of mean
it's all you do. You got this,
or do you
plan on getting abortion?
Yeah.
Right.
So if you kind of like you said, if I get any inkling, what you gonna do, what you want to do is different from what you gonna do. Because what you want to do is like, I want to know what you want. What you gonna do mean you got to make that decision on your own. Whatever you gonna do, that's what you gonna do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a different energy. So if you say what you gonna do, or I don't want it, or that's on you, or I ain't signed up for this, like any inkling of you getting cold feet, I'm out.
Yeah. And then too, I know a situation where
my name is Pew.
Yeah.
That's how fast I'm out.
A situation where this beautiful girl that I know, she just gave birth yesterday to one absolute absolutely
Oh, this baby
gorgeous,
is so cute.
gorgeous little
Cute,
baby
cute, cute,
girl, and I'm so happy for her. But it's my understanding that, she gave this birth to this child, and when she told daddy that she was pregnant, and from my understanding, he's like, well, I don't want anything to do with it because I already got a wife and 3 kids, and I don't want no more kids, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, if you didn't want any more kids,
Then
well,
why
did
laying down and
unprotected
shooting up the club?
Right. And now you don't want any more kids. And I think that is so selfish.
So as a man, you definitely have to be more responsible on the front end if you know that's the stance that you're going to take on the back end.
Absolutely.
Because you knew what you was doing when you was doing it.
Absolutely.
So I'm not saying that I give men passes or an excuse for them just up and saying, hey, I don't want this kid. Because that's not fair either. But I think that you should take more responsibility or prevention on the front end. But once you do get to that point, say heat of the moment, we both got here, now we here. I don't know if I could go through with it, knowing that they don't necessarily want to be a part. Because to me, it feels like signing up for a group project, and I'm the only one who's gonna do the work.
Yeah,
I don't.
That is exactly.
I got to do the research to put it together and present it.
That is exactly what it says.
I don't want to do all the work.
That's exactly what it says.
I want to be a team player. I want to play my position on this team. I want you to play your position on this team, and we win together. I don't want to do
because at the end of
everything.
the day, unless you both are committed to that child, the only person that truly loses
is the child.
And
I will say that I don't, as I'm getting older, I do, because I used to be very strong on that standpoint of like, if you have a child by a man and he don't want it, you tripping, you crazy, and that's on you because that's your responsibility. You signing up to do it by yourself. You knew what you was getting yourself into. I used to take that very strong standpoint, but I have more empathy now because I know with different women, it comes depending on your age, depending on your upbringing, depending on your health. There's so many things that play a role into a woman deciding to go forward with
keeping a child.
To keeping a child, you might be longing for purpose. You might be, God might have told you that this was for you to do. Who knows? You might be giving birth to little Obama or somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't tell you what's best for you, but I do commend you, and you should know making that decision that he told you up front. So you, like you said, are 100% responsible for this child.
And you have no expectations.
Going forward and don't have no expectations. Now, if he grow up and decide to be a part, then that's all well and done. But don't stress yourself out for the next umpteen years because this man don't do what he said he wasn't going to do anyway.
Yeah, because, kids grow up, but they don't go away.
You're right.
Children are a lifelong commitment.
I'm the best investment you ever had.
I didn't say all that, but
name a better investment. I mean, besides the ones that brought you back millions of dollars.
Let's see.
Well, I'm gonna come back with some millions at some point.
No, I don't. I tell anybody, one of my biggest challenges and my biggest joy at the same time it was becoming a parent. I mean, period, hands down. I mean, you guys don't come with manuals, but it's a lifelong commitment.
At least you got one that's like nice to look at, and
I got one. I got 2. I mean, but so don't be so full of yourself.
I'm saying though, but I'm beautiful, funny.
You are.
Smart.
I mean, Lord,
I have so many great qualities.
You really think highly of
a kid like
you. You really think highly of yourself, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad you do. But
I'm saying I know for a fact I am literally one of the greatest gifts God has given you.
My Lord, you are so full of shit.
Grateful.
You so full of shit. You're so full of yourself.
And like, come on now. Like, I have, like you said, brought you so much joy. I bet you didn't even know your body could produce this much beauty and art. I'm a bad bitch. Number one, that's already put me in like top 10%. And then I'm smart. I have an opinion. I've made a way for myself. I got a decent career. People love me. You did right. If I was you, I would put me at the top of the list when I thank God. Like, you know what? Thank you for this kid. Thank you for choosing me as a vessel.
I'm so glad that you have so much confidence in yourself and you really think that highly of yourself. But
I think that highly of you. I feel like you're one of the greatest gifts that God gave me.
well, thank you. I'm just not as conceited about it as you are.
I think not on camera, but you are as conceited. Just not in front of these people.
No, I'm not.
No, but I did read one time that, like, as you know, your spirits and our souls, we existed long before we came here in earthly flesh. And like, while you're there in the heavens, they said that the children choose their parent.
Really?
Yeah, that we chose our parents and that we will choose each other. Like, you will be my parent in every lifetime.
Wow.
So like your energy and your spirit, it will always, and I'm like, well, damn, I said I should have chose up. I just went. Nah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the choices that I made to choose you as my parent. But even I think about that, like, obviously I made a good choice. But what about the people who choose kind of like deadbeat parents or parents that are, it gave me empathy because it was like, if you say you chose a crackhead mama, like maybe you chose her because you know how much love you can give to her. You know what I mean? That take a different level of love and patience.
Or there's a different lesson to be learned. I mean, I don't know whether we choose our parents, but I do believe that somewhere in the afterlife or the before life, that I think that our souls and our energy and everything is just recycled. Yeah. And I believe that we're a part of this family, and I think that we'll always be a part of this particular family. That's just my thinking, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just that, you know, why I chose my mama. My mama used to raise hell, and you know, and didn't take no but I think
maybe you knew
there's
your
a
spirit
lesson.
needed.
There was a lesson in that to be learned as well. I guess what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think regardless of why we choose or have we chose or why we put together or for whatever reason, if it works that way, I think that at the end of the day, there's always something to be learned from it. You know,
I chose you so I could learn patience.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I knew that I had a heart big enough to love a thorny person like you, you know?
If you chose me, you didn't know you were choosing me.
I did.
No, you did.
Yes,
no, you did. Yeah,
I knew you was gonna come with that attitude, that sass,
you didn't know.
that sternness.
Yeah, okay.
That sharp.
A lie don't care.
And
who
I
tells
knew that
it.
I could love you past all your flaws.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful.
And I knew that I could bring joy and light.
Oh, wow. I mean, you really did.
Because think about how dim and dark and gray
you really
life would
did
be
put
without
some
me.
thought. You really did put some thought in that.
You're welcome.
Well, you know, unfortunately, before you came along, I was at a point in my life before your sister where I didn't want any children.
I know, but
I think you guys are overrated.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I really did. I didn't want kids. I think you guys are overrated. But I found myself as a young parent, and I just figured it out that hey, it wasn't that bad.
You're welcome.
I wasn't thinking you.
You're welcome.
I was not thanking you.
Y'all see this work that I'm doing here?
I was not thanking you, my love.
I'm growing you internally.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I have being a parent and having a child is like being a carpenter. You know, you're sharpening your parent every day. The skill set, the patience, the integrity. I'm sharpening you.
It's amazing how you take credit for me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually here before you. So it's just
because your life completely changed once I was here. And think
you
about
you ain't never lied.
How much
you ain't never lied.
My child changed me. And
it did.
Shaped me. And being a parent has been the most rewarding. That's because you had to put in some work.
I put in some work. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Yeah. But I've said my greatest joy, some of my greatest disappointments.
You didn't say disappointment. You said challenge. Challenge is different from disappointment. Challenge is different.
Challenges. Okay, I'll admit I did say challenges. But but you know, that's what you signed up for as a parent.
We talked a little bit about like difficult baby daddies, like or absentee fathers. But I think it would be remiss of us or unfair if we didn't speak about, the difficult baby moms, because and now I have experienced
Women grow
baby mama drama, honey.
I know you have.
I had I'm talking about bricks at the car. I'm like, I ain't sleep with you. Are you mad at me?
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So
I remember one time did your window get busted out or your car got scratched?
No, she threw
up?
a brick at my Mazda, and then I had a dent in that car forever.
Yeah. Yep, she did. I remember that.
She threw a brick at my car I was at work. I wasn't even in the car. I was at work, and I let my boyfriend take the car to go pick up his child. And so I guess she was pissed that he picking up in my car. But it's like, would you rather him not pick up the child?
Right. But again, like I said, that was a lack of maturity on her part. And women, we have to grow up, because you got to understand that once the relationship is over, it's no longer about you.
Yeah.
It's no longer about him. It's no longer about who he's sleeping with or who you're sleeping with. It's about trying to do the best thing for that child.
Yeah.
You got another woman and you think she this or that ain't this and she this, and you know how petty women can be.
Yeah.
And
I think that women should know that, especially if you never had a relationship with this man and y'all had a situationship, y'all was just screwing around, you cannot expect a baby to make y'all magically be together.
Right.
That's not gonna be it. If your relationship is already on the rocks, if y'all not working out, that baby ain't finna change or fix
the relationship. And ladies, you gotta understand, you cannot have a baby to trick a man into having a baby thinking it's going to draw him to you.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's not.
If he's not already drawn to you and the relationship, like you said, the relationship is not working out, it's not what you wanted or thought it was going to be. Understand that.
Yeah.
Having a child is only going to make it worse.
Only going to make it worse.
It's not going to make it better.
You're right. So don't go into it thinking that you finna bond with this man over a baby he don't care about and create a relationship with you he never even wanted. You fooling yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you setting yourself up for failure.
Absolutely. And I think that, men need to understand, if you don't want a child, don't put it all on a woman to make sure that she doesn't get pregnant.
This is my PSA. If you do not want a child,
stop up.
Pull out. Okay?
I don't know if that's condoms.
Yeah, well.
Ain't no whatever excuse they got about condoms and not wanting, to wear them, those are bullshit excuses.
Yeah.
Those are just what they are, excuses. Figure it out.
Figure it out, y'all. Stop doing
because it's not just a woman's responsibility to ensure that all of your moments of pleasure are not going to come with consequences. Yeah. Likewise, women is not always the, man's responsibility to make sure that your moments of pleasure don't come with consequences. It's both of your responsibilities. Mm-hmm. And women stop having babies to try and trap men. It doesn't work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And on that note, I want to do my for the record. Do you have a for the record?
Go ahead.
Let me go first. Because we were just talking about the responsibility of it. Is both of y'all responsibility, right? And don't, as women, I agree, don't have a child trying to trap a man, right? But I would like to say, for the record, I used to have, obviously I went through baby mama drama, so I had a thing against baby mamas. Like, I used to really be like on Facebook, Twitter, I'll never be a baby mama, you baby mom. Like, I kind of hated baby mamas. But it was also due to me being bullied by one, right? Which I had nothing to do with, because they never had a relationship, and by the time I came around, the child was already 2 years old. Y'all never lived together. Y'all never was in a relationship, so you got to know that I wasn't the reason y'all wasn't it. But for the record, I would like to say I do not hate baby mamas. I understand now wanting to have a child, regardless of if that man wants to be in the child's life. I don't blame you for that. I think that you just have to put on your big girl drawers. You're going to have to be a lot more responsible and a lot more mature in that situation, because you know what you're getting yourself into. Also, for the record, I feel like single moms get a bad rep, right? And I'm one of those people. That's what I'm saying. I'm changing it, because for the record, that used to be me that gave single moms, baby moms, a bad rep. But it really is. I don't understand now that I'm grown. I don't understand how the single mom get like, oh, it's because we got single moms and this is happening because single mom, the most of the people growing up in single mom household, we blaming the moms for being single, but we never blame the dads for being deadbeats. And I think that is the major issue. Like, you mad at this woman because she stepped up and took responsibility and raised this child on her own, but you're not mad at the man who left? Like, why are we always blaming all the social issues in our community on single moms? Blame the deadbeat daddies. They the ones who abandoned their responsibility. They the ones who checked out. They the ones who didn't have to show up or put up money or, make sacrifices like a single mom did. So why are you blaming anything that happens on single motherhood? It should be on absentee fatherhood. That's my for the record.
Well, for the record, I want to make sure that you understand that we are not saying that all dads that are absent or deadbeat dads, for the record. There is a large majority of absentee fathers and absentee mothers. Absenteeism is when you choose consciously to not be a part of your child's life. Now, I will say this too. It is not always about $1. You see, I'm sure, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, any woman that has a child by a man, and if that man is not able to give you X amount of dollars per month, but he is able to pick the child up from school, help the child out with their homework, take the child to the doctor, do some of those day-to-day things that we, women have to do alone, I would guarantee you most women would forego any dollar amount just to have that support with that child.
Not all women, but some.
Now,
some is money hungry, but some do, like you said, some.
They're always bad apples.
More about the relationship.
They're always bad apples. But if the woman really wants what's best for the child, I guarantee if you do a survey, they would much rather have the involvement and the support
and the sharing of the responsibility.
Of the sharing of responsibility be over any dollar amount.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have any I want to know?
I want to know. Have you had that conversation with your boyfriend about, in the event it doesn't work out and you do have a child, will you guys agree or make a commitment to be good co-parenting?
No.
Co-parents to the child?
We have not.
But, based on what I know of him, and I know his relationship with his son now,
I know that
I think he would be, I think he would be a good dad, regardless of whether or not the two of you worked out. Because, like you said, the red flags, and we know and we see, and we
had to fight to have the relationship he has with his child now. And
right.
So I know that and I won't ever make it difficult.
Right.
I know I'll be that type of mother. So with me making it easy and him already wanting to have a relationship with his child, I think that he will. Now, do I think that he'll be as active, like physically sharing a lot of the responsibilities due to his career? I don't think so. Like, ideally, like, he's on the road a lot. So I know if we weren't in the same household, it would be like scheduled this, like, you know what I mean?
But I think that he would do whatever it needed to be done to make up for not being there. In other words, I think knowing who he is, I think that I know enough about him to know that if he couldn't be there to take the kid to school, I think he would make sure that somebody else can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know enough about him to say that.
So I know that. So I haven't had the conversation about like if we didn't work out. I did kind of have a conversation like, okay, what happened if I get pregnant? Because I want to be married. And he was like, the day I found out you pregnant, I'm gonna go buy you a ring. So hold his ass to that.
I'm gonna hold him to it. Hell,
I'm saying you, my mama and my daddy, you gonna be like, are you gonna do right by my daughter? You know what I'm saying? You gotta put that parental pressure on him a little bit. But yeah, but he and I'm like, I don't want it to be that way. I definitely want you to want to marry me because you want to marry me, not just because I got pregnant. But you know, I'm a woman. I don't get to ask. I mean, I could, but I'd rather suck all of the sand off Miami Beach out of a straw than to ask a man to marry me.
I get it. I'd
rather gargle the Atlantic Ocean while singing my ABC.
Baby,
that's to get down on my knees and ask a man to marry me.
I know that's right. No, baby, you don't stoop to that. Under
if
no
you can't see the material, I'm sure someone else can.
Absolutely. And that's what somebody told me one time. You won't, but another one will.
Another one will. You don't think I'm worthy of being married? Somebody do. So yeah, so I feel like, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
I want to know if that happened, say me and him did get pregnant, and because a lot of people do not be making it past the pregnancy, bro. I don't know what it is about. I know what it is. I think it's because women, it's the moment you become pregnant, you're your mom. You become a mother the moment you become pregnant. Your body is no longer your body, your emotions, your hormones. You have to go to all these doctors. Like your entire life changes the moment you become pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But for men, it doesn't change until that baby's here. Most of the time, it doesn't change until the baby has arrived. So because of that, I think that it creates a strain on the relationship during the pregnancy. And a lot of people don't make it in their relationship past the baby being born because they've already fallen out during the pregnancy. Like, he's not doing this, he's not doing that.
But see, that's why it's important to have these conversations before you understand, okay, we're planning this baby. Things are going to change because that sets you up for a happy, healthy pregnancy.
Yeah.
You don't bring a whining, crying, irritated child in this world because you were miserable. Because you were miserable during the pregnancy. You were miserable because you and the daddy were beefing. You and the daddy didn't understand the things that were happening. That's why you need to understand that, hey, your hormones are going to be acting up. You're going to go, he needs to understand those things. Hey, she's going to be a little cranky. She's going to be, but hey, at the end of the day, we're going to do what's best for the baby and child. So that's why it's important, people, to just don't be having babies, to understand what's going on. The importance of that.
Know that while I'm pregnant,
all you going to do is eat and sleep.
And I want to be on a beach eating and sleeping.
You want to damn much.
I want to be at peace. I want to hear the ocean waves.
Okay, and I'm going to tell them, don't buy it bounded, or go buy you one of those little wave signing little.
Oh, hell no.
Go to Pandora, get you that little wave music, let you hear it, let you play
absolutely not.
And sit your ass out at the pool and under the sun.
Put my feet in the water.
Okay, put your feet in the water, go to the pool, to the edge, but
no. You ruining my wet dream, okay? I want to be on the beach.
I mean,
pregnant with somebody oiling me down and feeding me great.
Okay, all right. Now come back to reality.
Okay.
Come back to reality.
I can create my reality. I don't gotta come down to
but you can be happy and have a healthy, happy pregnancy if you're not on the beach every day. I get it. All right.
I get it. I can compromise. I'm just saying, it's 3 trimesters. I can get 1 vacation trimester.
Okay. All right. 1, 2. I can go along with that. But the bigger you get, though, the less safe it's going to be for you to travel.
That's why I got it in the 3rd trimester. I got to do that vacation early. Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I
get that one in advance.
Yeah.
Get that one. Okay.
But if I say, God forbid, we go through a pregnancy and we do not make it together, are you going to be disappointed in me because I'm not married?
No, I just want my grandkids to be happy. They're going to be loved regardless.
You feel disappointed in myself.
You need to know this, and I hope I've shown you that I don't give a damn if y'all don't make it. Those are my grandchildren. Those are my grandkids, and they will always be my grandkids. They know beyond a shadow of a doubt. I don't give a shit about their daddy and their mama's relationship. They know that I love them. And that's all that matters. So I would love.
I know you would love them, but
I
are
love
you
for
gonna feel like, damn.
No,
Okay.
I'm going to say, hey, baby, that didn't work out. Don't let that stop you. I want you to find the happiness that you're going to need for you. The baby's going to be okay. We're going to be fine.
Okay.
But I will warn you now. I'm getting up in age. God damn it, I ain't going to be able to go to the park that much longer. It takes me a little while longer to, I'm trying to get in shape. I'm starting to play pickleball and but I'm playing pickleball, so I'm trying to stay active. But
running after your grandkids will keep you active.
I know, but you got to understand something. I can only throw so many more footballs with Tristan. Okay, he throw footballs and be like, and then when the ball bounces over my head because I'm not fast enough to go get it, he'll tell me, "Oh, mama, it's on you. It's your ball. You need to go run and get it." I mean, so I ain't got too much more of that energy left. So you need to,
drink you some Ensure.
Baby, I'm drinking everything. I mean, I'm trying to hang in there for you. Is what I'm saying. Okay,
well,
so
just keep on holding on.
Keep hope alive. I'm gonna keep on holding on.
Saying.
I'm gonna keep on holding on. But you need to understand that I want to be able to enjoy those grandparenting years. Okay, I don't want them to go to the park and I say, baby, you go on. I'm gonna sit right here. I want to be able to.
You need to be keeping yourself healthy. You ain't that old. If you keep yourself healthy, eating right, we're gonna eat this vegan food, this salads. Eat better.
I'm eating. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But I'm just letting you know.
We could live to be 900 years old, like the people in the Bible.
Okay.
We just don't take care of ourselves.
I don't want to be 900 years old with no teeth and I can barely move.
Okay.
I want to enjoy. I want to have a vibrant life.
Well, we're gonna work.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Mommy and Me. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube so you never miss a Mommy and Me Monday. Go listen on the audio platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. You can search Brii Renee with 2 eyes, Mommy and Me, and listen over there. Leave a comment. Let us know, that you're rocking with us. Until next time, see you later.
See you later.